How does piece trading work with color complexes? Have you ever wondered how the color of squares on a chessboard can influence your strategy? Understanding how piece trading works with color complexes is key to improving your game. Color complexes refer to groups of squares that share the same color, either light or dark. Each piece on the board controls squares of specific colors, which can impact your decisions during trades. For instance, bishops control only one color, while knights can access both colors but in a limited way. When you think about trading pieces, it is not just about their point value. A bishop is worth 3 points, just like a knight. However, the effectiveness of these pieces can vary based on the color complex they control. If a bishop dominates a color complex where your opponent has weaknesses, it becomes more valuable. On the flip side, if your opponent has strong control over a color complex, trading away a piece that influences that area might weaken your position. Let's say your opponent has a weak color complex, like vulnerable dark squares. In this case, you want to keep your dark-squared bishop or even trade pieces that can exploit that weakness. On the other hand, if your opponent's pieces are strong in a color complex, it might be wise to trade off your pieces that operate in the opposite color complex. For example, trading your light-squared bishop for an opponent's knight could be beneficial if you control the light squares well. A practical rule to follow is to assess which minor pieces are more active and controlling weak squares in your opponent's color complex. You want to trade pieces that are less effective in controlling important squares. This helps you maintain or increase your control over critical areas of the board while limiting your opponent's options. Your pawn structure also plays a big role in determining which color complex is strong or weak. A chain of pawns on light squares can leave dark squares vulnerable, making your dark-squared bishop more valuable. When trading pieces, always consider how your pawn structure influences the strength of each color complex. Coordinating your pieces to control complementary color complexes is essential for a strong position. For example, having a bishop that controls long diagonals on one color combined with knights that control squares of the opposite color can create a powerful presence on the board. Trading pieces that disrupt this coordination may weaken your overall strategy. In summary, piece trading with color complexes involves evaluating which color squares are strategically important, which pieces control those squares effectively, and how trades affect that control. Maintaining dominance over a color complex can restrict your opponent's pieces while enhancing your own piece activity. This often determines the success of your strategy in chess.